All right, let's start talk about my marriage. Talk about my childhood plenty. Let's talk about my marriage. Got back from a mission from a church that I did in St. Louis for a couple years. I was 22. I went to school, um, college. Wasn't there very long. Went on like a couple dates that were kind of no, you know. Dated girls that just weren't very energetic, interesting. I was a creative type, so I was looking for like, maybe I'll find somebody that's creative like me. No, no. I remember we lived in a house with my brothers, right? They knew, they were good friends with girls of another house. They all kind of roommated, like 8 to 10 of them in one house. They would have parties regularly there, so I went to one of these parties. My brothers are like a year and a half older than me, the two twins, right? The girls all liked them. I actually had lost weight on my mission. I lost about 100 pounds, right? Nice structure helped. So I had a lot of structure for 2 years, lost 100 pounds just about. Looked good, looked handsome, attractive, more confident. So I went to this party. It wasn't, I don't know, it was fine. I met a girl who was into like animation. I was attracted to her. I mean, she wasn't like super cute, right? Um, I don't know. I don't really have the to like. I don't really have the ability to like be attracted to like perfect like model types, right? Um, I don't like that. It's not interesting to me. None of that is. I like normal looking girls. This girl was a normal looking girl. I was attracted to her. Um, she was a creative type, like I said. She came over, invited her over. We came over. I remember the movie we watched, or maybe we played video games. I don't know. Dr. Mario. I don't know. Gosh, I don't remember. Anyways, she made a decision to bring like a co-pilot. What is it called? Crap, I can't think of it. Ugh, you know, Maverick and Goose. Gosh, I can't think. Anyways, so she brought the One Plus, which is fine. The One Plus was more attractive. She was more sure of herself, which is a very attractive trait to me. She was rational. She was very sarcastic. I like that. Strong. She was good with her words. See, at this point, I still was not so good with my words. I still had stutter a little bit. I still was unsure. I was indecisive. I couldn't decide on anything. So I was attracted to someone that knew what they wanted. She had graduated school in broadcast journalism, right? She was good at tucking. She was from New York. She actually grew up. She was a penguin down in Argentina. I was down from the South Pole, so we were kind of, I don't know. That was attractive. Different places. Grew up differently. I was born in Connecticut, but I grew up more in Texas, so I've got that nice Texas boy kind of feel. She was a New Yorker. And strong South American woman. Very passionate. She was thin. I was always attracted to that because I never was. So she was thin. She still is. She's a good looking girl. Anyways, we kind of talked, and I kind of went for Goose over Maverick for this date. Um, and I started dating. Didn't date for too long before I really liked her. Just traction. It hit me first over her. It took her a little longer. A few weeks, in fact. after I told her that I loved her. I was just enamored with her, right? So, we got married within a year, that's pretty quick. It was good for a few years, really good. In fact, it was good for, I'd say, a majority of it. There's just a couple bumps in the road that hit, really. One was, I went for 3 years at school before I went to chiropractic school, because they didn't require you to have a degree. You could finish out and dual degree there and be a doctor of chiropractic after you were done. So I didn't even have an associate's, really. I got like 3 years of exercise science, and then we moved on to Dallas to go to chiropractic school, and 2 years in, man, I just had this thought that I needed to do something different. It was pretty strong. Like, pretty religiously strong almost, Very much that I wasn't supposed to be a chiropractor, and I dropped out of school because of how strong that feeling was. I started thinking about what else I was going to be doing. I started toying with ideas, and I wasn't working at the time, and she was. We didn't have kids at this time. But the second I dropped out, guess what? She was pregnant, and before this point, we had struggled to have a kid. We were trying for a couple years, in fact. We had struggled to have a child. And the second I told her I was going to drop out of school and I had already made my decision, she was already pregnant, because she had mentioned to me that she wasn't going to get pregnant if I wasn't in school or if I wasn't working. And I made this decision on my own. I talked to her about it, but she was against it. So I said, well, I feel strongly about it, so I'm going to do it anyway. So I did it anyway, and she was pregnant, and that was really rough for her. She didn't feel supported, and terrible on me, right? Totally my fault. It kind of put a wedge between us, as I worked on this project, this idea that I had for a company I wanted to start, and that's just my ADHD. Like, I hadn't finished anything to that point. And she was all about being solid, She was from a background where her dad changed jobs or never had a really good job, and didn't really finish school all the way. Her mom was actually a nurse, but I didn't know I was going to go into nursing at that point. Anyway, so, yeah, like, totally dropped out of school and hadn't finished. My ADHD, it was just so apparent. Like, we don't really finish things, we dabble in everything, but we're master of none. We just don't have the attention span to do anything too long before we become exceptionally good at anything, because we kind of already know what it's going to end like, and it's boring for us. It's not stimulating enough. It's kind of what happened. A little bit. On my end, it was like a revelation. On hers, it was like you're just a loser. So, it's kind of a differing opinion there. Alright, let's keep going, I guess.